FlossTube, it's Sarah, our Stitching Kingdom. Hope you guys are having a good day. It is Thursday, March 21st. I'm a little bit late in recording this week. It's been a crazy busy week, so we've been getting stuff ready for Girls' Day and Alice's first dance competitions this weekend. So, and family life has been crazy. Good crazy, but it's been crazy, so gotta love the life. Got new hair. Went and had it dyed this morning, super early. Love the color. Got my nails done, so we'll show those in a little bit. Hope you guys are having a great week. I will link to it below, but go resubscribe to Michelle Bendy Stitchy, to her FlossTube channel. Things happened and she got her channel accidentally deleted, so the YouTube gods were not happy. They were like, I don't know, no, and then it was gone. So, but yep, she's getting it reloaded up. She's got a different URL, so I'll link that below, so go follow her. I love Michelle. She's awesome, and I get to see her in 2 weeks, so very excited. So first and foremost, always got to start off with magical stitches. Last week, starting the 11th, we had Dementor Projection, and I don't think I brought it in, but I will insert a couple pictures if I can remember. But we had to protect ourselves from the Dementors, and so we do 300 stitches in a brown, which is chocolate. And then we had to stitch on something that had claws or talons, because we were learning about care of magical creatures, buckbeak. So had to stitch on that. And you know what? I'm gonna pause right here and go get it, because I actually had a page finish. So hang on one moment. Okay, I'm back. 2 seconds for you, not even 2 seconds for you, just a few seconds for me. So, all right. So I worked on this eagle by Sue Coleman, and I've moved it. Crap. So, got the hoop in the way, but I've finished a whole page. Super excited about that. So I've started back. I'm going to be starting back up here my next time I do it, but look at all that. That was all the brown, and then of course eagles have talons. And then I saw that I was so close to finishing it, so I just finished out all the brown and finished out the back stitching, and these are like mountains and some trees. So that's that full page. I'm so excited. And I finished that, I got that full page finish on last Thursday, so a week ago. And it was super exciting, because it was only like 577. 577 stitches out of 500, and that was part of, I used it as extra credit on something that had betrayed me, so something that I thought was going to be easy, but it was a little bit harder just because it was my first bigger full coverage piece. So I also worked on, so what I did with that eagle is I worked on it for the Dementor Protection, so 300 stitches with that. The talons, I did 300 stitches on that, and then for Wednesday, so because I finished the stitches Monday and Tuesday, I finished those assignments, and then for Wednesday I did some of the extra credit with something that sucks the life out of you, and that eagle is pretty, it's hard to work on. So I did 200 stitches on that, and then on the betrayal one I did 577 stitches out of 500, so I got some extra credit done on that and a page finish, so that was worth celebrating. So excited about that. And yes, I'm going to be playing with my hair because it's soft and it's pretty and it smells so good. I love it. And then we also, for extra credit, we needed to work on something from the other part of the world, since the Weasleys went over to Egypt. And so I started my Owl Forest embroidery, my whale. I'm so excited. And we had to do 500 stitches on that. Let me move this chart. And this was good because it was a Russian chart from a Russian designer. And that's how far I got on it. I'm actually off somewhere right here. I think I'm off by 1, but it doesn't matter. It looks good anyway. But this is the back of the whale, and I love it. It looks so awesome. The colors are fun. This variegation, it's got some purple in it as well as the oranges. So I was really excited about that. And my battery might be dying, so we might be splicing this guy together. So much fun. And then also we needed to work on something that had a map because of the Marauders map, and kind of went back and forth. I really didn't have a project that had a map on it. So, but then they said that you could do like landmarks and stuff that's on a map. And so I pulled up my pretty little Hawaii, because there's mountains and volcanoes and shoreline, and that is all on a map. So I was able to do 500 stitches on that, and I finished that on Sunday. So I got this part of the coast done. So much fun. And then some water, and this is one of them. I think this is the Nepali coast right here. So, and then there's gonna be clouds and the volcanoes back here, and I just love these designs. They are so much fun and so colorful and just so cute. So that's Pretty Little Hawaii by Satsuma Street. I have it linked in the description, I think. So, and then my Alforced embroidery I got from McKenna at 1884 Stitchery. She doesn't have any restocked yet, but she's getting it restocked. So look for that. Follow her. And so for this week, and I actually finished a lot of it, because it's year 3, you're able to take additional classes, some extra classes. And so like Hermione decided to take them all. She did all the classes, and she's crazy, but she also had the time turner to help her with that. So, but for this week, we could choose 3 of the 5, or we could be super extra and do all 5 like Hermione. And I decided to do all 5. So we've got Arithmancy, Muggle Studies, Divination, Ancient Runes, and Care of Magical Creatures. So with Arithmancy, it's using numbers to predict things. It's kind of like numerology, but not quite. It's a little bit more ancient, apparently. And so one of Vicky had posted last week, kind of like hinting at things to come. She's like, what projects would you use for this class, and what projects would you use for this class? And somebody had mentioned on Arithmancy that they would do something symmetrical, so like an ink circles or a biscornu or something that had symmetry on it. And so I was like, hey, I've got a biscornu that I wouldn't mind starting. So I did, and I got my 200 stitches on that. So we had to do 200 stitches on each of them. And so I'm starting my mushroom biscornu with the cute little bird on it, and sorry about that flashing light. And this is as far as I got, and this is by Tiny Modernist. I got this in my so I've got a corner done. Got this in my market haul from Miss Julie. This is the bottom side. So I got this cute little mushroom finished up, and that was really fun to do. And it's just on a 16 count Ada, nothing fancy. And then what do I have next? What else did I finish? And then Muggle Studies. Obviously the study of non-magical beings, especially humans. So what I did is I pulled out my USA sampler and finished all this corner down here, because there's a lot of Muggle history on here. And I didn't have, this was all blank, so I was able to do all those stitches, this pale yellow, I was able to fill all that in for 200, but it was a little bit over 200 stitches, but all right there. So I just have up through there, up through there to finish on that pale yellow, and it will be done, and then I can get to the back stitching. So, and that's going to be fun because it's going to be all kinds of different, it'll be moving around a lot because there's different types of things that are backstitched and words that are backstitched, and so that'll be nice. I'm excited for that. But loving magical stitches and the progress that I'm getting on a lot of my, oh, I've got a hair in my glasses. Sorry. In the progress that I'm getting on it. So super fun. The next thing I worked on, so that was for Muggle Studies and for ancient runes, because the Stargate was built by the ancients, and the gate symbol, the symbols on the gate are all runes. That is what I used. So Maggie and Zoe, here's the Stargate Sampler again. I know they like seeing that, and they're from Sassy Stitch and Sisters and Brother. It's Maggie, Zoe, and Wyatt. They are adorable. I got to meet them a couple weeks ago. They are awesome we got to meet them at Shepherd's Bush. But that rune, that symbol right there, is the symbol for home, which is Earth. So, which is symbol for Earth, which is home. So I was able to finish up this gray border right here. And there's a flash of my gorgeous nails that my friend Lisa, she's amazing. Love her. Went kind of spring little flowers. And so I just have to finish up these two borders right here and then fill in these cartouches, or not cartouches, these chevrons with the red. And the cat's trying to get in. It's one of those days today. Water on the roads. It's decided to rain. We had an awesome windstorm last night. We were sitting there minding more our own business. I was texting Michelle about it, and I was like, our gazebo just tried to fly away. And it's just one of those small barbecue ones, but because our gazebo in the back, our big one, was fine, but there, between our house and the garage, we put a barbecue gazebo, and it decided it wanted to go up and over, and it didn't quite make it. So, but it was a crazy noise. It was like, oh my goodness. So I was able to finish both of those on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And Tuesday I was able to finish listening to Prisoner of Azkaban. Love that book. And I'm one of those people that I love the book so much better than the movie, and there are some people that hate the book, love the movie. Movie's not my favorite, but I don't know why. I think it was that transition from Christopher Columbus to I think his last name's Curzon, or I can't remember the director of the third one, but it was the change in director, the change in, it's getting a little bit darker, and so just the way that they transitioned it, when you're moving from different directors to, in different books and stuff, and even though they're all kind of written the same, the interpretation of the director is always up to them. So it's not my favorite movie, but I love the book. The book is one of my favorites. And then same with like the fifth book, I think is another one, is you either love the fifth book and hate the fifth book and love the movie, or love the movie and hate the fifth book. And I'm actually kind of opposite on that. I don't like it because Harry's kind of angsty, but when you realize why he's kind of angsty, it makes sense, but it's still, I think it's because I was dealing with angsty teenagers one of the times I was rereading it, so. Good. We were at Baby Chicks are out at in the farm stores, and we had ran over to one of the stores, and should have taken a picture of it, but they had little baby chicks that they were so cute. You could hold them in your hand, and they would follow you. You'd put your finger on the glass and they would follow it, and then there was babies, and then they had them labeled teenage birds, teenage hens, and my 14-year-old or 13-year-old is like, they're teenagers because look at them, they're all broody and angsty. And it's like, oh dear. Even he knows. So little does he know, but yes, broody and angsty, that is so true. And then our next two classes that I'm working on, and I'm using one to work on it, is divination. So crystal balls, tea leaves, palmistry, numerology, astrology, all that fun stuff. Stars, planets, all that good stuff. And care of magical creatures. And I'm using one project to encompass both of them, and I'm also going to be using this for an extra credit project. So I was able to get my first 200 stitches done on my Alice by RATM, and as you can see, there's a tea party right here, so that's where we get our tea leaves. There's a Cheshire Cat over here, a magical caterpillar, the Dormouse is pretty magical, and the White Rabbit is pretty magical. He's right there, can't really see him very well. The flamingo I think is a little bit magical too, because he's being used as a as a croquet mallet. But we don't have to stitch on the item, it just needs to have it in it. So I was able to finish this side of the hedge maze. And then, so I'm going to be working my next 200 stitches on this side of the hedge maze, hopefully get that done, and once I get that done, it's going to be a page finish, and that will be page 3 for this one, which is awesome. So, was able to borrow this from an amazing friend. So blessed, so lucky. So, getting it finished so I can get it back to her. And I think, stitchy-wise, at least progress-wise, that's all I have. And the extra credit I'm working on that one for is something that makes you happy to produce your Patronus charm. And I think that is the last one. Oh no. So I have 2 extra credits left. And the nice thing is that we have through April to finish this, because it's they're breaking the later books up into 2 months so that we can stretch it all throughout the year. So I have two extra credits left. One is 500 stitches, something that makes you think of crystal balls. I think I'm going to be doing my 10B on that one, so it's one of EJ's favorites. So EJ, 10B's coming out again. And then stitch on something that makes you so happy you can produce your Patronus charm. And I love working on that Alice Quaker. It is so much fun. And it's such a fun project, and I just love it. So that's what I have there. Put you right there. I did do a Nashville haul. I'll link that in below. But as far as purchases, oh, and I left the other thing. I got an Ort pouch from Stephanie from Ivy House Crafter, and it is really cool. Hold please. And yes, I used it before I showed it on camera, but I don't care. So it's got this cool little snap. So you snap together, it lays flat in your bag, and then you pop it open. And then put your orts in it, or paper, and it leaves it's a very small footprint. It's just the size of my hand. So I will link her Etsy store below. I think they're like $12. They're not bad, and that includes shipping. So go help a fellow fellow FlossTuber out, fellow crafter out. They're very well made, very good corners, very sturdy. I like it. And I got, let's see, I went shopping. I got my cardinal points in my haul, and then I was able to get the flosses for it at Shepherd's Bush when I went and visited. And then the other day I was getting floss for my mushroom biscornu, so I picked up my Ada for cardinal points, so I'm ready to get that started. Super excited about that. Other haul, I got Most Sale is redoing her silks, and so I had to get in on that because I like silks, and I liked the way that these ones looked. I've had her silks before. They were kind of rayon-y, and not my favorite to work with. So, but I liked these ones. They're looks like one or two strands will do ya. And this one, and it's so soft, and it feels like silk. And this one's called Rainforest, and I want to say she used mulberry. So they're natural. And then this one is smoked salmon. It's kind of solid. I've ordered some more. And I like that they're in lengths like that, so it makes it easy to take off. And I love that she sends them in flamingo packaging. That's like my favorite part, is you see that flamingo and you know that you are getting something from Most Sale. Okay. And I got Owl Post from Michelle Bendy. My Owl Post, I love it. Sent a text to her, I was like, ah! But I had won this pumpkin patch. It's by Bent Creek in one of her giveaways. So excited, and I love it. It's got a patch on it, and it's a pumpkin patch. So punny. And then Julie's Floss Club. Y'all, if you are not part of it, you need to go. Run, run, run. Do not walk. I don't even know if she's taking people anymore, but if you can, you go get you into that Floss Club. I'm just gonna show it like on this paper and then we'll go one at a time. But look at that. Look. I won't do one at a time. I'll just do companies. Let's do that. So for Classic Colorworks, it was Ripe Melon, St. Bernard, and Straw Hat. Really pretty. For Ship's Manor, oops, and I get the 10, I want to say, and for Ship's Manor it was Sharon's Peach and Sea Spray. So pretty. Wheat, and I loved these. These are both fun. I'm gonna have to put them with my flamingo one. Is Sea Glass and Flamingo. Got a stitch of flamingo and flamingo. It's just required. And then, oh, one more. Oh, these three are all the Color and Cotton. And oh, I am falling. I see what everybody said about Color and Cotton. Okay. So this purple one is Dahlia. The one in the middle is Emerald City. There. And then this one on the end is Barnwood. And they are so soft. They are so amazing. I love them. So super excited to get to work on those. My mom won one of Michelle Bendy's auctions, and I did not realize, and my mom gave this one to me. She's like, I was the only one that bid on it. And I was like, oh. She got me this. And I did not realize it was cross-stitched until we got it. And it's like, oh my goodness. So I must have missed that memo that it was cross-stitched, but holy cow, look at her. It's gorgeous. So she's beautiful. I'm gonna reframe her. Beautiful, beautiful. Super excited for that. Because my mom's like, do you want this? Here you go. And I said, thank you. She's like, I want it. And then, speaking of winning things, and like I said, I never win anything. Never. And I was just super quick on an Instagram post and a D-Stash page and y'all know what this is. That is De La Luna. Oh. And vinyl bottom. So we know who made this. It's my girl Christine. Stitch all the things. I won it. I'm so excited. I was really fast. But they are beautiful. Those women, oh, they're gorgeous. I've wanted to get this fabric to make a quilt, but it's just like, oh, can't. And then it's got pockets on the inside, and I love this fabric on the inside. And then she threw in a jelly bean floss from Mo's sale, which is so fun. But yes, this is one of Christine's bags. I'm so excited. And the zipper is amazing. Look at that. It's nice and thick. It's chunky. I think Cardinal Points is gonna go in here, but yes. I'm so excited. Thank you, Christine. So excited I won it. Thanks for posting it. She's been posting lately, so Stitch All the Things D-Stash. I'll try to remember to link it below. If you see it, grab it, because they go pretty fast. I think that is it for Stitchy related haul. For book haul, like I said, I finished listening to Prisoner of Azkaban on audio, and I've been listening to one called The Hobbit. What is it? A Hobbit, a Warrior, or A Hobbit, a Wardrobe in a Great War, I think is what it's called. Hang on one second. A Hobbit, a Wardrobe in a Great War. Right there. And it is about, and I have to finish it. I've only got a couple hours left on it, but it is so, it's different than I expected, but it's talking about, it's more of a kind of a perspective. I thought it was going to be more like more diving into their lives, into C.S. Lewis's life and J.R.R. Tolkien's life, but it's how their experience during the war affected their writing, and adding in like a lot of people became kind of disillusioned with things and with religion, and they kind of brought it back. They found a way to because war's hard, and that was the First World War, and they struggled, and by the time the Second World War came around, it was even worse, because they were still, you know, picking up the pieces from the First World War. And so to hear about the different things that they went through to write their books and to be inspired, they talk about how it actually, the way the book opens is the Christmas Eve ceasefire, basically, in the trenches in France, and troops basically coming together and ceasing hostilities for a few hours to remember the reason for Christmas, because they were all away from their families. They were all, you know, not there, and fighting for this war, fighting for what they thought was right on either side. And you know, it was pretty powerful the way it opened up. So it's a really good book. I'm enjoying it so far. So, and then so I'm listening to that one. I don't think I can make it count to extra credit. I can see, but it's pretty good. It's a short one though. But then I got this the other day, and this lovely lady is a friend of mine. So it's called Bloodleaf. It is part 1 of 3. And I haven't started it yet. I need to. Super excited. It is a retelling of The Goose Girl, and it says, I'm just going to read the dust jacket really quick. It says, Princess Aurelia is a prisoner to her crown, and the heir that nobody wants. Surrounded by spirits and bound from using her blood magic, Aurelia must flee her country after a devastating assassination attempt. Her only option for freedom lies within another warden, her betrothed, Prince Valentin. To escape her fate, Aurelia disguises herself as a commoner in a new land and discovers a happiness her crown has never allowed. As she forges new bonds and perfects her magic, she begins to fall for a man who is forbidden to rule beside her. But the ghosts that haunt Aurelia refuse to abandon her, and she finds herself succumbing to their call as they expose a nefarious plot that only she can defeat. Will she be forced to choose between the weight of the crown and the freedom of her new life? In a book that is deliciously creepy with a spellbinding edge, Smith has woven a dark and luscious political fantasy that's layered with heady romance, magic, and ghostly intrigue. So, and she's got some amazing pictures as well. Like she does, she used to do photography, and that's my Crystal. Hi, Crystal. So I'll link it below. I'm super excited to read this. So it's been, and it also says the strongest magic requires the greatest sacrifice. So super excited to read it. And it's kind of young adult, but that's okay. Plans, whatever Magical Stitches throws at us this weekend. That's my plan. I'm planning on working on RETM. Hopefully I get that page finished. Get to move on to that next page. I'm going to be working on Tenby, and then it's competition season. It's the start of dance comp, so I'm going to be doing that most of Saturday morning, and then I'm helping out with it Friday night, just to Alice isn't dancing, but just to help out the studio, because it's fun and you get to spend time and you get to kind of see the ins and outs of what goes on during the solos, so it's super fun to watch. FlossTubers, Crafty Lisa, she is in the UK, and I had been watching a video and it just popped up as a suggestion, and she is doing a chatelaine, and she's kind of doing a stitch with me with the specialty stitches, and so that's been really neat to watch. I didn't finish her whole stitch with me on the specialty stitches just because of, you know, life, so it's still in my watch later queue. Emmy Irwin is one of Michelle's friends that she stitches with on Sundays, and so she's an Oregonian FlossTuber, and so I subscribed to her. Gonna check her out. Super excited. Michelle recommends it. It's probably a good thing. And then I'll link Michelle's new FlossTube link down below. She's getting her stuff loaded up. I think she's going from oldest to newest. So her most recent videos are going to be uploaded first, and then, you know, if she can, she'll upload the older ones. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, message me below. Gotta love plants outside of your window. I hope you guys have a great week. Like I said, if you have any questions, just ask them. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye.